All right. As usual, mu edin ye papa ntin kran. Andy, say yeah.
Na madam Juna.
Yeah, and I pay you what you trade be media. Na chese boko pa me share hon me say mo kwa ponche na mbi so.
Na na ya ponche ma.
Who nim za ponche.
Na mi kiso wa mempa. O so we dey mani na am dey. No be.
It was o mama ho. O mo ante sikura.
Benjamin.
Okay. Okay.
Asini we fi se mete hono de biti nchen.
Yeah, so nipa bi se pe number to wood there. All right.
Mama mi bi.
Entwaso no. Okay, and matches koso.
Yeah.
Yeah, Enra. Na Man City omunyo TDD mu ye papa.
Man City go ka say omo win the Champions League.
Pep Guardiola me uze ni agise ya chepa.
No one how Rodri be bamo. The battle for the top 4 no anoche. It's just a slip. No be akuja. And looking at the time ago nearby and you know I call for celebration. It was a difficult game. Very difficult game because before the game Aston Villa 5 games no be intimation. Look at how they came back against PSG in the Champions League. Again, they are in fine form. Their guys are playing very well. Marcus Rashford has started picking the pieces, you know. And then
will you say we already discovered and the form now no they were Man U na.
The form na mo be a wojidi woni mu no. And no already discover now.
Wow.
Yes. Sa form we said o show consistency Kopama, Phil Foden, Bukayo Saka. All the young guys no move free England now be overtake you no obi enro no.
Yes.
This is how obi who Rashford after making the debut for Manchester United, for the English national team, in the Champions League, in the Europa Cup, in all the major tournaments you see academy England no. Rashford na ni the ball no ball against PSG. And you know, this is a player, go back and watch the game between Paris Saint-Germain and then Manchester United at the Parc des Princes. How are now authorize the back line of team friend PSG. Rashford now in and he was all over the place. Josco Vidal, Matias Nunes, Robin Diaz, you know, now bien team Rashford. Sad on Sayeti PSG in the Champions League, you know. Marquinhos, William Pacho, Achraf Hakimi, no Mendes, now bien team Rashford. Into Rashford na yinim no ono na nansen ye hwe no ewo Aston Villa team no. It is not easy for Villa coach to bench Oli Watkins. Now I catch yourself lead the line because Rashford a player obema options inside the area. Obetimi operating from the left, obetimi operating from the right, and obetimi aside lead the line no. Eti for a coach to consider all this now be bench Oli Watkins. Aston Villa for Alan Shearer. Now in recent times no beba wa belly the line there, you know. Now you need to step up, and only games are Rashford Edema Villa.
So there 4 goals, 6 assists so far.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And this is a better than Aston Villa. About 40 million. No. Permanent.
You know they have to pay.
They have to.
Yeah, they have to pay. Me not sure say Rashford. Nani budget so Obesanko United. And looking at the baby Obono, Manchester United are considering signing Matthias Cunha. Cunha be mount options and so there any different rules just like Rashford, but baby Obono and you know and Samuel Koko so between him Ruben Amorim Pandit and Samuel Maka and Rashford that he feel comfortable at the Villa Park. So I feel say
and I'll be move to a bigger club.
Matisse Momo Peganacho.
Yes.
Inti kamuba tumusika gu Ganacho. Any Kobimanu. And the back no be ball life for mo de. Sancho de. Okofa Rashford and fast also.
I see.
Because players are Chelsea are form from Manchester United in at least ya normal level no so. Inti sa obefa Ganacho o ma hwe 5 goals a season. Obefa Jadon Sancho obetwe back no ama one world class performance or the mount in January obehu bia this September. But at least the number of goals, the consistency comparatively, and said, yo, Rashford was former Chelsea and him would be other team. Ofa no Di Madueke, ofa Nicola Jackson, ofa Mudryk, ofa Sancho, ofa Pedro Neto. If Rashford is on form, he's ahead of all of them in my opinion. So I feel say, mobe tu musika gu or Sancho ne Garnacho hodie. If Chelsea want to consider a forward, dear, not so for Manchester United, yeah, for me, Rashford is an upgrade.
Wow.
So move consider
one, Aston Villa be German. Number 2, Rashford nankasa obe person obe Chelsea.
Yes.
Number 3 Chelsea. Ebe person go for Rashford.
Yes. Let me answer you now. Issue Beba so of Villa next season is a one. So Rashford continue so Bebo number 9 there Oli Watkins will leave.
Okay.
So Rashford, the coach they consider now so Bebo number 9 there Oli Watkins is likely to leave.
Okay.
Manchester United beat me afano. Arsenal beat me afano. Chelsea beat me afano. Say Darwin Núñez move from Liverpool. Liverpool beat me afa Oli Watkins.
Okay.
Because Watkins would not love to sit at the bench. Whilst teams are me born, money number 9 be out channel. Say Rashford they call left there. Then again, Abrante your friend Oli Watkins will stay. And on the left too, Rogers Asensio Timi Eboho. And then Leon Bailey to me, or sometimes if you want to pack your midfield, or to me say the captain margin ball. Until Rashford, need decision, he can decide to stay. Say I had me pet me baby.
Okay.
And the issue of Chelsea Bayer willing to go into the market and get him on board, no see another topic for discussion.
Then the Aston Villa, a Jaima Rashford ako. Looking at the smashing form now. On the German ako, ebe sika nkwana. Factors be
bebem. Number 1, Villa see a baby their chances of playing in Europe ASA. The more for Radford, for Asensio near Europe no. Champions League no moko no more here players or more experience to be part of their team. For Marco Asensio, he has won the Champions League with Real Madrid. For Radford, but both Champions League at that level. I'm obia who do beat me and do me Dubai. Now 40 million pounds they have a striker. That is the number 9. On the left side, more players are mabobo. On the right side, more a lot of options too. Would they be willing to pay for a year right for 40 million? And only an issue. And I say, the Oli Watkins, betono. No more didn't see because you know Oli Watkins turn less than 70.
Okay.
80-70 million pounds have to Oli Watkins.
Sure.
Oli Watkins 70 and 80. Ubetim the 40 na come United no atma. But you know the decision in Rashford. He can decide to say, oh, Marie Milono, I'm not ready to stay.
Yeah.
But say, oh, stay there. I think say those are the issues Aston Villa can consider to keep him at the club.
Wow. Ura transfers mudia yenhwem kakra Nico Williams. Arsenal metiti is is it true?
You know, a chassis before the Champions League ever between them and Madrid.
Yeah.
Who say Arsenal and so who say at least Oshe Mikel Arteta baby omo doing the Champions League now they are on the verge of qualifying to the finals of the competition.
Yeah.
And omo finals so history back here Arsenal to win it. Omo again they need options in attack. We amount goals now omo here to win the league, you know. But this guy brings in different quality attack. Martinelli adia or Yedema in the game against Madrid, no. That's some my opinion about Martinelli. Though I know he's a good player, but again he step up in that particular game. But with Nico, you are assured of take-ons, you are assured of creativity, you are assured of goals. The only difference between Martinelli and Abrante Oda is say we will close control an entire zone still I'll be take you on. But Martinelli he understands the Premier League very, very well. We are a bit sluggish in terms of who compare the two players. But you know, so Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, now we come you are good to go. Because Saka you'll be hotel prapa. Martinelli then move say one player hotel prapa.
Okay.
But with Nuka Williams, I sure say he's fully fit and ready to deliver. And for me, from the left, on the right, anywhere in attack that you want to play this particular player, you know. Or don't so to me the call right to be sabo. On your player or ball left in the previous years, he was operating from the right. Inti Saka Saka ni ho, Martinelli Martinelli ni ho, you know. The Emma Pep Guardiola, I bet dominated Premier League in recent time. Apart from no one Jumano, he absent in the Manchester City team.
Okay.
And Liverpool as well. Liverpool for no. Omu team ni ja mfimfini e tiro de to na hwe animu. Sa ko omo right, omu ni Salah ohwa. Omo have Elliot or right. Sa akra no Salah mo wonti no nya chance, but he's a very good player. Now in midfield they have the likes of Curtis Jones, any Dominic Soboslai. Sa ro no Curtis Jones me born perfect. Have Elliot sent me born number 10 perfect. Sa wo ba animu as number 9. Omo Abrante your friend Diego Jota e wo ho. Diego Jota ni ho a Darwin Núñez e wo ho. So call left in the absence of Abrante Feno, Luis Diaz, they have Cody Gakpo. So Cody Gakpo msuniwa omo Italian Abrante no free Juventus in Federico Chiesa on the left. Into Liverpool options in attack. Say Andy Robertson niwa Semekas wo ho, say Trent Alexander niwa Conor Bradley wo ho. Into omo were a lot of options. Diogo Mendes go be any say the model bon so any when you experience within the Liverpool team into omo options. Manchester City aye kan you know Grealish mo kura say anya bi mobile in attack. They have Savino, Matthias Nunes, Jack Grealish, Doku, Mamouche, a lot of options. Into say we a team now Premier League him now person will compete it is there Liverpool and Manchester City more in recent time there. You don't just rely on Saka alone in one area alone. Meaning so because we say we the 8 time one area. He's a good player, a potential one indeed. But if you want to win the Premier League and in one area more, you know, you need players you already made or more the quality to add up and give you options in attack. Into Nico Williams, you know, he'll be a big boost to the Arsenal setup. Sure. No, we are not there. Not just here, whether Benjamin Sesko or Victor Gyökeres in attack, and they are good to go.
And I think, Sergio, they will need Alexander Isak for me. Yes, okay. At least he will be a best fit for the more attack. Okay. Either Alexander Isak or to an extent Victor Osimhen.
I see.
They need a proper. You need options.
Wow.
You need to have a more better competing.
Yeah.
So when you are away, Bukayo Saka or Prano, as you options now. Imagine having Martinelli, Nico Williams, Beckham. Now what proper center of forward. Sergio, this season, aye boy. Oka Jesus Wepra. And Kaya versus Swasepra. So they have to make shift with Mikel Merino, our midfielder, so on your center forward now. They are using it, and that's why I think say Kamu striker said you compete with this Premier League.
Our Arsenal problem has never been number 9, and that is the picture they paint.
How come so many strikers?
Yeah, that is because they don't want to blame Arteta. You know, do you need a striker before you beat Southampton to win the league? Do you need a striker before you beat West Ham to win the league? Do you need a striker? You are beating Manchester City 5.
Yes.
What's your Man City 5? You know,
only striker.
When
you Real Madrid the free Champions League.
But Sergio, you might have a striker be Alexander is sacked. Sergio, bet me guarantee you some goals be. Victor Osimhen Busa. And Sergio, those goals need be why bet me be a match winners.
Arsenal like didn't say.
For me, I think they need a proper striker.
So only Madrid aggregate. Only striker.
Yeah.
We are not saying Arsenal don't need a striker, but I will not buy the issue of they couldn't win the league because they don't have a striker. Yeah. Because if you beating Manchester City 5, you beating Real Madrid home and away, how many goals? When you have striker now, they are West Ham, Southampton. Almost 10 film Aston Villa be share omo. So I will not put the blame at the doorsteps of a striker. I agree, you need a striker. The reason why I'm not going in for Isak, but I'm going for Victor Gyökeres. I agree, Isak will give you experience on him, but Sergio, in Pempi, when you have wingers. Per ball pass here, you need a clinical forward. Bukayo Saka Kati in Nordiaba. Nico Williams or Kati in Nordiaba. Martinelli. You need Isak Onusun in ball, ne bought someone. He will force to withdraw, and centre backs will be very okay. But when you have Obi to say Osimhen, or when you have Obi to say Sesko, or when you have Obi to say Gyökeres, those guys will stay. And Genoa almost stay almost bet torment centre backs no. You go now Victor Osimhen share no Enrado. You know, you love it and love it again.
Yeah.
But I feel Osimhen will be perfect fit for Chelsea, Manchester United. Arsenal should rather go in for Victor Gyökeres.
Mami Musa we say Barca here Nico Williams badly. Said the Arsenal here na Obako
Barcelona.
Obako Barcelona.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
okay.
Hansi Flick want to play Rafinha as number 10 next season. Daniel Omo no ye nyina will believe when they say enka Obama Omo aboni games na. But apart from injuries, Omo fit he'll still start him from the bench. And he share role no Odima Rafinha on the field of play now. Or you want to give that free role to Rafinha next season. And he obviously Labi Yama on the right, Nico Williams on the left. Rafinha sa hold net that Lewandowski team no Odima Rafinha because or the Gavi bar on Timmy. One on San Roberto Gavi the central midfield. Again, Femi Lopez oba on and off, and he's more of an auxiliary than playmaking. of the two, you know, or a Spanish guy was spending a life in Spain, and most of the Spanish guys no more La Liga anymore. As I say, no, more break a crack. I feel if Barcelona is ripe or option in Barcelona, you are sure of winning a trophy. It is a Barcelona or ne friends. That's how Barcelona and the best friend apart from his brother, the William brother, you know, the best friend here, Yama. So all those factors considered, Inaki, all those factors considered, he will prefer Barcelona to my friend Arsenal.
That the international abba picture Musa. Basanye are they no more interested?
Because Barcelona need to spend 50 million euros. Sigane way. This all could just be quiet now the biaba.
Okay.
It is a see more year ready to spend, you know. Omo benya upper hand. Basa sika sem no ye already players na hono kra omo consider say omo beja bi kwan omanya sika to maintain certain players within the setup. Daniel Omo registration koya ma starting league no kra no ntimi embo bia out bench. Inti sika sem ye issue. Arsenal don't have problem when it comes to issue of finances. Okay. Mikel Arteta spending 700 million pounds since Obabe Juma. Inti omo de omo enough to spend and almost our spaces within their team. Jorginho is likely to leave. Thomas Partey is likely to leave. And if Thomas Partey leaves, you are assured of paying a player £200,000. I'll bet him a baby representative. Inti eno na bema Arsenal ateki lead no. Barca for now, and you know Barca san threaten no msan hwe and crown on their hands to freak do ma baba ya. They will not rush in going for Nico Williams.
Wow. Mami Famra managers are likely say Ombelusu Omojuma. Angie Postecoglou on the first one.
Yes.
He does all be resign and I say best second. 2003-2004 record. Tottenham and Daho. 19 defeats. Well, a premiership demo. Papa when you're 18, Monday Night Football 2 and number 18. Yes.
You know,
NT Obabe equals our record of 19 defeats in the season.
I did bit me I'm gonna keep the job and win the Europa.
Okay.
Me I'm your Tottenham penny and come.
No, it's Europa. So Gio and Gio. Obe free wako.
And I make a I'm your Tottenham penny and come up. Okay. Because you know Tottenham almost like way. Tottenham team there down almost like way. They have international players almost started for their national team. Now, Vicario second to Donnarumma in Italy. Oko on the right, they have Pedro Porro. Or second to Dani Cabaya in the Spanish national team. Destiny Odogi and about the leg back for Italian national team. Van der Ven sometimes pair with Virgil van Dijk or the Netherlands national team. Cuti Romero, he's a World Cup winner and twice Copa America winner. Christian Romero, or you better than most of the centre backs on board the first class teams. Or what's that team name? Pape Matassa start for the Senegalese national team. Aves Bissouma start for the Malian national team. Bissouma is one of the best controllers in the Premier League. Shedijan Kulusevski, you know, Sherry Charlison, Sheson Homin, almost everything to excel. But still, Ange Postecoglou on the 16th.
Oh.
Enra game no mo against Nottingham Forest. Advantage aye friend no Chris Wood. Odika ball mo kokko in the 10th minute. Osego a referee na you. Osego and that goal was disallowed. Intinanka Osekuti Romero ne Van der Ven ani ko ho. And omani anko ho the second e buy. And these teams are competing for the top 4. Hwebedi Manchester City abo pro ni ma ba bedu. Chelsea bebo Saturday 11:30 against Everton. Yeah. Newcastle bebo against Ipswich Town weekend. And so no matimi abam so mutimi we ni a o masa ba be overtake Manchester City. Enti coach aye friend Ange Postecoglou de general o man every material to perform in the Premier League, but he's not performing. And you know, in as much as some of the Tottenham fans will blame Daniel Levy and their CJ Lewis, you know, Tottenham problem there papa or the TV so he started very well by so all my Tottenham fans a beautiful football for them to enjoy. But when Timmy and Twaso and he has every material to excel within that setup and I all fail to excel. And the record you know so when you careful obetimi match record na see way back in 2003-2004 because in the Premier League he's underperforming.
Mauricio Pochettino I express interest. Tottenham.
You know, Mauricio Pochettino me say a bibi na man forces or kwakoji the US national team. Yeah. I agree. US national team no elevated to the level say and omo say with their project things are working for them. But club football no national coaches never catch the national team So we are Juma Hwa. Because and never one match, 5 months now. He want to be active. This is a coach from Spain or called France or by England and at Tottenham Hotspur. The history of playing in the Champions League final, I'll lose to Liverpool at the Wanda Metropolitano. You know, and Pochettino is one coach. On guarantee you trophies, but obey guarantee you competition. Within where Tottenham Hotspur almost stay top 4, top 5 Europa League. Now we're competing there. That's my way time. So man obey me prepare team to that particular level. So for me, looking at the coaches around and when I'm can say coaches in recycling, yeah. If Sawatimiama Ange Postecoglou chance to coach the team again there, then why not consider Mauricio Pochettino? And I agree, you know, say Postecoglou Kodia. If Pochettino is available, Pochettino, Man United, Chelsea, Manchester City, a resource-oriented club, and he will suffer. But so man, Aston and Tottenham, he's good to go.
Because of my coaches likely to lose their jobs. Best 3 which one be?
In the Premier League?
Yes.
In the Premier League?
Yes.
You know, in the Premier League, yeah. No, I don't see. You know, Everton in the previous years, they be bra. But again, Everton this season, David Moyes buy and will be you more free baby or modern. So for team BT say Wolverhampton. Omu coach no or buy no more that war. But a Jumon Ababe only Ruben Amorim now with the same points. And how do you sack him? And again, the budget for Wolverhampton, let's say, Omoko and Omobesa to Matthias Kuna £62 million to Manchester United to keep the money. Or improve Matthias Kuna Momu Jessica. It is said, Ange Postecoglou need the potential coach that I feel he can lose his job for now. Apart from one more relegation, Ange Postecoglou is the coach that I feel Obitimi losing the job. Maresca, Nami Hun said General, Se Pochettino di Woody Fifth now penny dia. Then Maresca has no business. But I see Maresca, in as much as I agree, Chelsea fixtures need difficult. Sergio, up on all the teams now, Chelsea fixtures netting. Chelsea fixtures netting.
You said it.
On Liverpool, on Manchester United, on Newcastle United, on Sabo Nottingham Forest. Into a Manchester United. It's Pochettino, Postecoglou, any Maresca, and then who say Omo Ebeko. But I think Chelsea, Omo working hard with the resilience they showed against Fulham. I feel they can qualify for the top. So I don't see any potential now apart from Postecoglou.
Graham Potter has not improved West Ham.
But they will not sack him.
Graham Potter. David Moyes going or buying honestly. Not like how West Ham was churning out results. Almost say Adia no more like and so much beautiful football. And all games are more boy. You see, say last season, it almost say individual brilliance is no munya some of the points of munya last season. So they felt said David Moyes was not doing any job here, and that's the reason why they gave him the sack and brought on Graham Potter. But say Joe Graham Potter by no me share down year West Ham. And even almost top players, you know, share how almost performance, even check Kudus high flying performance last season, and yet unlike this season. Even Lucas Paqueta and the likes, you know. Even with the introduction of Nicholas Fulcrum and the likes within the club, no. Graham Potter and Chire Bibi. For me,
Graham Potter and Chire. Okay.
West Ham would need a matured coach because players, you know, West Ham more players.
Yeah.
Apart from the Afonso Areola, Ofa will be say Kelman, Ofa will be say Todibo fi France, you know, a dear now one or the Europe. Look at Obiti say Emerson Pemery. She will be at say Lucas Paqueta, she Edson Alvarez, she Thomas Usek, she Kudus, she Omoalan Shere, they say the left-sided player. You talk about Michel Antonio, and you know they have everything to sell. I'm gonna find the class for Krokubai. Still I am Koyi. So I agree, Graham Potter on your Jumabia, but you know English coaches some coaching, sa in teams in the war was here now. I don't this.
Okay. Young Comra, you kwa commercials kakra bi aba na asa yenhwe league a farmers league na say ni ni ho kra PSG on ba record bi ho.
Yes.
On ba record bi ho. In the history of La Liga, so League 1. Ombeko unbeaten with 4 games to go. Asa money ni ho. Record kakra ka say asa mon kan ho we. The BI premiership.
The entire young can say Ofa Renea, omo ya academy, omo tete players. Ofa Lyon.
You can't say I don't back.
Oh,
As a club, no competing in Yadi.
Sergio, from 2013, only 2017 and 2021 pen Omunji League.
Yes.
The rest name
But we don't unbeaten.
Yeah. And then we need to
Yeah.
You know, Rene, Lille Academy, Monaco Academy, Lyon. And could be expected almost to stay relevant and compete almost so titia. And every shocking almost has on Kennedy. No money is can be the ababa session in Monaco. And must say on and off, almost need that amount of money to compete with PSG. I'm not saying Luis Enrique Nyade, you know, I had there.
Yeah.
So Beja, Verratti, Neymar, Lionel Messi, Di Maria. Now within a short time, we put two side team way together. I'm on ball to the level of the semi-final of the Champions League. And who the weakness of their side, you know. HSC he had done a decent job. But in all, other teams don't have money to compete with.
Record by the AC Milan, Ekutano, 38 games unbeaten. Yeah. When we got 39 games.
Yeah.
39 games.
Yes.
In the history of the 5 major leagues. When we got 39 games, Solomon can't worry.
The difference is that Milan did not Okano.
Yeah.
They had competitors. It was the era where Juventus no more top.
Yeah.
Inter was top. Lazio was top. Roma was top.
Okay.
And yeah, say Inter got 40 games unbeaten. You beka ba ye nye hon te second. But back in the days, Uko Lazio, Marcelo Salas, Juan Sebastian Veron, Alessandro Nesta, Uko Roma, De Rossi, Totti, Vincenzo Montella, Uko Inter Milan, Avanza Morano, Christian Bobo Vieira, Luis Nazaro de Lima. You go to Juve, Ubehu Trezeguet, Ubehu Del Piero, Ubehu Ago Tudor, and a host of other players. Bene Syria and Zanetiana. Debbie.
All right, what's I say for him?
May I say from Italy? 4 games are Inter Milan AC Milan are won this season. Me no team my friend AC Milan are winning, and I'm team I in a draw. The first phase of the Coppa Italia no semi-final no boy no and in 1-1. AC Milan are chess or my home dinner this season, money team my friend Inter Milan a bar no multimebo. But if you look at the Inter Milan team now, both teams now over the weekend they lose here. Into a Napoli are close to my friend Inter Milan. A game no in this particular game. I see Inter Milan 2-1 in this particular game. I see Inter qualified to the next phase of the competition.
Okay.
Now Real Madrid are boy Colosseum against Hatafe. So actually Hatafe almost last 2 games in Ankoyi. Espanyol show 1-0, na Las Palmas show 4-1. Luis Milan and Emrantiano and Yeman Koyim Famomo. They will be hoping to meet a Madrid team that struggled to beat Atletico Bilbao in the last game almost so boy at the Bernabeu. But again, Carlo Ancelotti person ringy changes because Copa del Rey final na about so Saturday no a match he hope to win this particular game. Until the likes of Hendrik, Adegule, and the young players will get the opportunity to play. But with the recent form of Hatafe, I see Madrid they say Ombebre as usual, but at least they will go away with a victory in this particular game. Arsenal, Crystal Palace in so Everton Shomo, Newcastle United Shomo against Bournemouth. Enko Yim Famomo. Oh no, Omo Ba. Emrante no mu anymore now. You need to be careful with how they operate. Abrante Fen Ismail Sa, Ebereche Eze, and then Papi Matasa. Those are the guys you expect Arsenal say Omo just to make sure say the creativity, the skill, the goals, and the Arsenal A team. After that, yes, I don't see Crystal Palace say Omo be pick Omo form na bro money Arsenal able. I see Arsenal going away with a slim win in that particular game.
Oh, okay. And see, I'm no so and see our Mohammed and then now the Ebre. I plan to be the message be by the local stories no so. Me person kai bia oba address no amaye and some other stories na. Messages na ni na no e pese bia e ma comment ba kwa na mienu enso de efa ho na nipa ko pese o chese. Kumasi asante kotoko na ye ka indiscipline na e wo boys no mu no. And recently na omuda top na likely so bit ma winning no. Yanka kopim se enne ndi omo se so mo lusu ba ko mienu no e na fe indiscipline no aba boys no mu anasa na o hoda daada ɛna ɔmo de kɔ da top no okay maame nkɔmra na address asɛm wei nso